The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. All right, coming straight from the mouths of madness, I am one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is
F.U.Hunter. What's up, ho-ho, bitches?
You bunch of holly motherfucker,
Yeah.
holly jolly motherfuckers. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, and, tomorrow is the big day. Big old fat ass breaks into your house and drops some shit down, leaves some shit for you. And
Doesn't murder you.
doesn't murder you.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, comes to your house, could do anything he wants.
Decides not to murder you.
He knows when you're sleeping. Yeah.
Exactly. Decides not to rape your wife and kids, actually leaves presents and eats cookies.
Yeah.
That's what it is. If you don't leave out the cookies and milk, then Santa's going to kill you and do terrible things to your wife and children.
Yeah.
That you got to leave out the fucking milk and cookies.
He's going to make flesh cookies out of you.
Oh, yes, flesh cookies.
Dude, I think we just came up with a new movie.
Dude, right?
Yep.
I mean, wait. No, we didn't. You know why? Because tonight, on the special Christmas Eve Killer or Filler, we are going to be talking about the classic 1974 Black Christmas.
Classic.
Versus the 2006 first remake, Black Christmas, versus the 2019 second remake, Black Christmas. That's right. We got another trifecta here. We did it back in October with the Halloween 2 films, and, there's two Black Christmas remakes, and what better time to release it than Christmas Eve?
Yes, two efforts.
There have been two efforts to remake. The man, all right, we're not going to fuck around. We're going to get into this. All right, the 1974 Black Christmas is a fucked up movie, dude. It is dark as fuck. 1974. Everyone who watches this movie for the first time after hearing this podcast needs to remember 1974. People, I don't think, keep that in their brain when they watch these older horror movies. The content versus the time period it came out with and how risque that was.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, some people might be a little worried, 74, like, I don't know, it's one of those older ones. No. Don't just watch that one. Don't think update equals better. Updates equal, fuck, this is terrible. Stay with the OG. Stay with the OG.
We're not even, so if you haven't guessed it tonight, you're not really going to hear us, kind of just talk about all three of the movies. You're really just going to know how we feel about the remakes and then just sit back and enjoy and, drink some eggnog with some booze and, whiskey or rum in it and just laugh at our dumbasses because woo, they were rough. So dig right in. Let's just get in the love for the first one out of the way. All right. Directed by Bob Clark, who, for those who don't know, he went on to do 1981. He did 1981's Porky's, which is another fucked up movie done as a comedy, pretty pervy.
Yeah.
And then he went on to do another famous Christmas movie. You want to guess what it is? I'm talking about 1983's A Christmas Story.
You'll shoot your eye out.
You shoot your eye out. Yeah.
Fucking classic.
Fudge.
Not a finger.
Like, the difference between all those three movies is astronomical.
Yeah.
It really is. It blows my mind that he did all three of those.
It's just crazy that he has technically like two Christmas classics. Black Christmas being a classic for horror fans, and Christmas Story being literally that classic that TNT makes sure you watch at least twice on Christmas.
24 hours.
That's right. Yeah. That's at
TNT
least twice.
Now, it used to be TBS.
One of the, I think it's both of them. I don't know,
fucking
man.
Christ.
But I'm just saying, somehow you're gonna watch it twice on Christmas. You could be doing something, turn it on, and then do something else, and then turn it on, because they guarantee that shit with that 24-hour shit. So
That's why I can never worry about watching it, because I know I will see it between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Shouldn't Shudder almost kind of do the same thing with Black Christmas and just have like a repeat thing where you just literally hit it and it just knows to keep playing it over and over, starting on midnight?
Yeah, so when, your family members come over randomly, they might just hear, I want to fuck your picky cunt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's great. Fucking Christ. So
you can, as you're opening presents, if you see anything with large, sharp edges, you go like, ooh, this could have been used in the movie,
Oh,
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of an interactive movie.
You can make a drinking game later on in the night about how much every time Billy screams, you got to take a shot.
You could remind,
right?
Yeah. You could remind kids as they're, unwrapping presents that have bags on them, throw the bags away because it could suffocate you.
Never know.
Wait, look at the screen. See what happens to her?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you throw the bags away.
Throw the bag away. Yep. And
which is kind of hilarious, by the way, because like I remember back in the day, like the laundry. You know, my dad would go pick up his laundry, and it had the bag that says "Not a toy, do not play." And I was like, God damn, who does this? No, apparently,
yes.
yeah.
Apparently, people, die. And
Yeah.
the other thing too is lock your attics, folks. Padlock the shit out of your attics.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
From the downstairs,
Stairs.
not the upstairs.
From the downstairs. So,
Well, I can't escape.
I just crawled up the fucking side of the house for no reason. Fuck me.
That's the other thing, by the way. And I've watched a few movies now with this. I know they're decorative, like where you have
Lattices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They're not going to hold human weight like that.
All you're doing is you've given a ladder to serial killers.
Well, that's the thing, though, too. It's depending on the weight of the individual, they're not going to hold you.
Potentially, but I've seen enough horror movies where they do.
That's also called suspension of reality.
I guess. But you know what? Maybe just don't have the convenient ladder already in place
Next
at
to a
your
window.
house.
But no, so the vines can grow up and it's pretty. That was an old brick mansion that turned into a sorority house.
Or you get murdered. Yeah, I know.
I'm sure they weren't thinking of that when they hung it up, fucker. They were like, "Oh, this is gonna be beautiful ivy up the side of my mansion."
Yep.
Yeah, and no.
Yep.
So,
And
all right.
not accomplished in a murder.
So we got to run through the cast of this one real quick. There was on the lighter side, we have Andrea Martin, who is who is one of the sorority sisters in the original, and she went on to be the den mother, I guess is what they call them, the sorority mother who lives with them as the adult.
Yeah.
She is that person in the '06 remake. She's the older lady who like takes care of the girls.
Yeah.
She's the one with the glasses. Remember the curly hair with the glasses?
That's so funny.
And then we've got Olivia Hussey. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. She's a British actress who she is the main character in the '74 movie, but she is from the horror world. You probably know her from the 1990 miniseries It, where she plays Bill's wife.
Yep.
And then here's a bigger one. Here's a bigger one. We got Margot Kidder.
Yep.
Hold on. No, there's a bigger one after this, but we got Margot Kidder, who, if you don't know that, she was in Superman, all of them. And we got to say, rest easy. She died in May of 2018. No longer with us. She was also in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 as a therapist. And she was actually in the 1979 Amityville Horror, the original Amityville Horror. She was the wife.
Yeah, she knocked out a couple horror movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here we go. And we got to say this right out of the gate.
Can I give a little special one too before you get to the big one?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Shit, of course I'm drawing a blank on his name. But he played Peter in the movie before 2001.
Oh, the main boyfriend.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did. Fuck yeah. And another small one is the guy who played the friend of the big guy we're getting ready to drop. Not the friend, the deputy who does all the phone call shit in the background. Remember Graham or something like that? Or what the fuck is his name? I can't remember his fucking name. He was the guy who was like at the phone company connecting everything.
Oh yeah, which is an awesome scene, by the way.
Yeah, like it shows technology back in the fucking 70s.
Yeah, I know. What
But
a pain in the ass it was.
Was actually in he was a tree salesman in A Christmas Story. So he was also in 4 different Cronenberg movies.
I was gonna say Videodrome. He was the sales.
He was the head of the TV.
There you go.
He was
thought
also
he looked familiar
in The Fly, and he was in
Dead
Zone, and he was in one other. He did like 4 Cronenberg movies, so he's kind of been in this dark kind of.
Yeah,
kind of went with this dark.
That's kind of crazy. I didn't even think about it. I thought he looked
familiar, right? Yeah, I was thinking Videodrome, but I was trying to figure out where I saw him in the other 3. But anyway, so here we go. Drum roll. Rest easy, sir. You died July of this year. We are talking about motherfucking John Saxon.
That's right.
John Saxon. God damn John Saxon. Beautiful motherfucking
known
man.
For Enter
Beautiful
the Dragon and some other movie with nightmares.
Oh, yeah. So wait, he got to fight Bruce Lee, and then he got to get killed by Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
At Nightmare on Elm Street. He is Nancy's father. He's also been in another a fun little horror movie. I don't know if anybody's seen that's called Cannibal Apocalypse. I own that. It's fun. And he was in From Dusk Till Dawn. He did a cameo as one of the agents. He was in that.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And he was in Dario Argento's Tenebrae. He was actually in that too.
Damn.
So he's kind of big ones are Nightmare on Elm Street and Enter the Dragon. I mean, dude, the biggest movie is probably Enter the Dragon.
Just not I mean, he wasn't just in Nightmare on Elm Street, but he was in obviously the best. I mean, besides the first one,
He was in 3, and he was in Wes Craven.
and he was in New Nightmare, which is kind of awesome because he's playing himself.
And then he goes back into his character later on in the movie. Oh, it's such a good, goddamn,
Yeah,
it's such a good movie. Wes Craven, it's such a good movie. All right, so that's the basic of the cast, and kind of go in a little bit of what this movie did. So this movie is deemed as like a proto slasher. 1974. It's talked about throughout the horror community that it was an inspiration for John Carpenter's Halloween.
It has to be. I mean, you get the point of view camera several times in there. I mean, it's just all over the place. Like a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say Cameron's like, ooh, I'm gonna steal this, but it has the same. It has a
Carpenter.
Carpenter, sorry,
Cameron.
I know.
There's a big difference in Carpenter and James Cameron, right? Carpenter's put out fire. Cameron has done a lot of bad stuff too.
Yeah,
Avatar. Titanic.
Let's not start.
No, hold on. Yeah.
Ghost of Mars. Yeah. Anyhow, back at you. Anyhow,
I just said 2. You gave me 1.
Do you want me to bring
no,
because there's other ones out there.
You gonna go with Escape from L.A.?
I mean, if I want to, if I don't want to go Memoirs of Invisible Man. Anyhow.
Oh yeah, God, that was terrible.
Yeah. Let's
stop.
It was a slip, but yeah.
Let's stop. All right.
But directors have done some shit, all right?
Let's go.
But no, I mean, Carpenter definitely. There's stuff you see he kind of really used in this, but I wouldn't say copying, but just has the same kind of feel to it.
Yeah, because you get it from the killer's point of view. So you never see the killer in the 74 Black Christmas. You just hear his breathing, his screaming, and you see everything from his point of view. Again, Halloween, I mean, come out the gate. You see it from their point of view, hear the breathing, all that. The fact it's babysitting involved in Halloween. The original 74 Black Christmas was inspired by the urban legend, The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs, which went on to inspire other movies like When a Stranger Calls and the remake, which we will get into later next year. And then and there was a series of murders that took place in Montreal, Canada, where a bunch of young teenage girls turned up dead.
Yeah.
So it was inspired by both of those. And it's where the writer, which I forget the writer's name right at the moment. You might, because apparently he wrote the 2019 as well. Anyway, there you go. That's a little backstory for it, and it's fucking dirty and jarring, and
the tone's great. It makes it's weird little tricks he does. Like he has intentional just red Christmas lights in certain scenes, so the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
But it just gives that kind of horror tone. I mean, we were talking about it, but in one of the scenes, Margot Kidder's character is attacked. And while that's going on, her housemate's downstairs opening the door, listening to kids sing carols. And there's something that's the creepiest carol singing just because of what's going on upstairs behind her.
Yeah.
And it keeps going back and forth between her getting killed and the kids singing. And there's this weird, slow, like close up on her face.
Yeah.
And she's just like, it's just like the night is getting fucking weirder and weirder. And she doesn't even know, like...
She's just enjoying
carolers, she doesn't know at this point that she's the last person alive in the house.
At this point, for her night, the way her day has been going, this is the best part of her night.
Yeah.
Like her day's been going shitty. She had a fight with her boyfriend, yada, yada. You see her face relaxes as the more she watches the carolers. Like, this is the best part of her day so far. Little as you know... Like, everyone else is dead.
By the way, on a side note, I love how literally after they must have hit several houses, then the teacher or whoever's in charge of the kids going around and do the carols like, oh, kids, we need to get home. The police want us out of here because there was a little girl that's murdered. But that murder and all that information on that happened hours earlier. So these kids are just roaming around house to house while like cops are like, someone murdered, because I can't remember how old the girl was.
A teenager.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it's literally right after that where the woman in charge of the kids is like, oh, I guess we should stop going house to house since, a child was murdered earlier this evening. All right.
Yeah, maybe we should just go home. Oopsie.
Yeah. You got the permission slip signed, so.
We're covered. Yeah, we are. Not liable.
But kills are amazing. The tone is...
the hook?
Yeah.
I was wondering, how the fuck do they get shit up to the attic, but the way that stairs... Oh, there's a giant crane hook.
And I mean, they use it a lot of the promotional stuff, but that just iconic, like, picture of the first girl that gets killed, the bag or the face, and then she's in the rocking chair, and there's a scene later where he's just pushing her back and forth, and like it's stuff like that, like
Agnes, dude, God,
and what's great is that the kills, there's not any like really hardcore kills, but it's all about just the mood and the way it's going. And when we move into the other ones, this is where, yes, you don't have to go full blown to make it. I mean, like, it's a rated R movie, but you can almost get away with it being PG-13 if you just...
No, not with the language. So
I guess that's true.
It was the language,
but you
was
see
more
what I'm saying,
the reason
though, is
for
besides
than the
that,
violence.
yeah, but besides that, there's not any really hardcore scenes in this.
True, and that's really where we're at. Is like, you know, again, what F.U.Hunter just said. It's not an extremely violent, bloody movie. It's kind of like when you go back and look at the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it came out the same year, 1974, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So not very bloody, just language, concept. Like the thing that really, to me, made Black Christmas a rated R film was the phone calls. The fucking phone calls, dude. Because he is like saying some nasty shit that you don't hear now on TV a lot.
Yeah.
And he's saying it in like, one of those phone calls is like, 30 seconds long of him just constantly talking about how he wants to like lick their cunts and fucking, all this
the
fucking
way
he's saying it.
But the way his voice is,
that's what I'm saying. The way he's saying it, like, and a side note, there were 3 different voice actors. No, 2 voice actors and one particular actor that did the shadows of Billy, like when you saw him moving or when you saw like one part of his body. And then there were 2 different actors that did the voices for the phone calls. And I mean, the way the phone calls were genius because he would shift octaves, change pitch, go from like bass heavy to treble to female to male.
Yeah.
And it was all 2 dudes. But it's like, that's just
it's so
insane.
Awesome. And again, I mean, you see enough movies, like, and you were bringing up earlier what it's inspired by and that there's other movies like that. But that information when John Saxon finds out, like, the call is coming from inside the house. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's fucking badass.
And then later, then like another, I think it was 4 or 5 years down the road, then When a Stranger Calls comes out, and it's
which is a movie that's kind of the whole concept of that movie is that. And Black Christmas was we already fucking did that.
When a Stranger Calls is a good movie,
I guess, but it's
slow and creepy.
It's slow and creepy, but it's also, I guess, like I said, the concept of that already happened in Black Christmas.
You get a little more insight into the killer.
Yeah,
I Want to Change the Call. So it's not a remake of Black Christmas, just more insight into the killer. Because remember, like, he gets arrested and then he comes back later. Years, like, time has gone by and he still comes back.
And dude, how about a fucking way to end the movie?
Oh yeah,
because they're like, we solved it. It was the crazy ex-boyfriend who didn't want her to get an abortion, and they're like, we solved it. And which, by the way, great police work. Everybody literally leaves the house. Like, well, it's obviously solved. No
one guard
reason.
outside.
Yeah,
one guard outside.
But like literally everybody, like there's like 20 people and then one dude. They're like, well, let's go party. Like, I don't know why the fuck when everybody leaves and then you cut and you go in and there's
silence. It's like it pans out from the attic, just dead silent. And you hear Billy say a couple things. He was like, it's okay, Agnes. So fucking creepy, dude. And then just dead girl with a bag. Pans out and you just see the house and there's one cop and then the phone rings.
Yep.
And then it's just dead silence.
Keeps ringing.
Just a phone ring, dead silence. I mean,
awesome.
It's so good. And how I love how the fact that they show that there's the first kill with the bag is in the attic still, and nobody, because it's night, nobody sees it from the ground that there's a fucking dead face in the window.
Yeah.
Like clear as day.
Yeah. Nobody looks in the attic.
No, there's attics. Why would you check the attic? I don't know.
Yeah, no reason to check it.
But no, it's from start to finish. It is a roller coaster. It takes you through a gamut of emotion. Like it fucks with you. This movie fucks with you. And I love that. It's good horror does delve into where it fucks with you psychologically, and it definitely does that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely no reason to remake it because it did its job the first time, and yet
okay. So now we get to go into 2006 remake written by and directed by Glenn Morgan. Whoever the fuck he is, I don't know what the fuck he did besides this. And
it doesn't matter.
So let's just run through the cast. There are a couple actors that went on to do other shitty things.
What do you mean shitty things? Oh man, I'm
talking about the one I'm starting with. I'm starting with Katie Cassidy, who also did the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Okay, yeah, and I'll give you that. I guess the main girl in this.
Yeah, dumbass. Anyway,
because the main girl should have been my woman, goddamn Mary Elizabeth Winston, who's been in Scott Pilgrim, 10 Cloverfield Lane, John McClane's daughter, and Die Hard 4. I mean, come on. right?
Fargo, season 3.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, we can just keep listening. But how she wasn't the main girl, whatever.
I don't know either, dude. She's so.
Or maybe she was contractually stuck in this movie because she knew it was going to be a big piece of shit and was like, just kill my character off. You know what? Just do it off screen. You don't even have to show me getting killed. Because there's no reason for her to be in this movie. I'm already giving away how much I fucking hate.
No,
this
you are.
remake.
You are. Now, so
And don't forget, you got Lacey, whatever her name is. God damn it, who was in
Eurotrip.
What's that?
The chick that was in Eurotrip?
There's her, and then there's the chick that was in Mean Girls and Lost in Space, and
So
was on that.
you did more work than me because I only wrote down those two. I don't give a fuck about
She
the other
was
ones.
in another horror movie, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about the other. I think it was I don't know, last summer or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. It's all right. Fuck. I don't give a fuck who was in this movie, honestly. Okay, like
we're already cracking. Baby.
No,
we're already cracking.
See, no, there's going to be a difference here. Like what they did with this 06 remake is they took the story from the phone calls. So you have the one phone call where Billy's going crazy and he's talking about, where's the baby, Billy? Where's Agnes? Yada, yada, yada. And that's where you get the fact that, okay, well, you kind of piece together that the killer's name is Billy. That's what you have to do in 74. No one comes out and calls him, hey, this killer's Billy. You don't know who the fuck he is. From what he's saying, you're gathering his name is Billy.
Okay, you don't have him in an insane asylum with the worst guards ever.
What they did with the 06 remake is they took that storyline that they kind of gave you in the phone call and made that the story of the backstory of the actual killer.
Yeah, which doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, so they bring in the phone calls and all this other shit. The difference is the backstory now, he was born with jaundice. Dad loved him. And the dad had something to do with it, too, because the dad was in Vietnam. So Agent Orange and all that shit.
All right, I'll give you that.
I'm pretty sure that's what caused him to have the jaundice color. Now, his liver worked. It was just, that was the skin pigmentation. That's not the kid the mom wanted, so the mom immediately shunned him and hated him. And Billy grew up unloved by the mother.
Well, murdered the dad.
Murdered the dad with her new beau.
Yeah.
And then one night the beau, and then they locked him in the attic because he saw. He saw, and they locked Billy in the attic. And Billy's just living up there in the attic forever. And then one night, the mom is trying to get her fuck on with the new dude, and he passed out, and she was pissed. I guess she wanted her nut that bad. She crawled up in the attic and fucked her son.
Yeah.
And then she has another kid who's normal looking, quote unquote, and keeps Billy locked in the attic. Meanwhile, his daughter / sister is Agnes.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, okay, if they had redone this movie without any of that, it would have been solid.
I guess.
Because all what they did, and this is why I'm saying parts of this movie I highly enjoy, is because they took the concept and just went with the modern day slasher, and it's just kills. That's where slasher evolved to down the road.
Right.
Being the original was a proto slasher, it led to the remake being able to do that, where it's just this gory.
Can you help me out?
Slasher.
I enjoy some eyeball things.
There's a lot of eyeballs.
What's the deal with that?
Lots of eyeballs.
Because every kill, it's like stab in the head over and over again. Pull the eyeball out. It's like something else happens. Pull the eyeball out. Everything.
It only happens with Agnes, and what Billy do? He stabbed Agnes in the eye.
But literally,
it's
every
you're
kill.
overthinking it so much that I feel like it's making you sound like you're dumb because you're not getting the concept that these people wrote it to be simple. And Agnes is missing an eye, and she always pulls out an eye.
Just trying
it's
out.
That fucking simple.
Just trying out eyes.
It's that fucking simple.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
It is simple. I'll give you that.
You're overthinking it. It's fucking simple.
It's very simple, Jack. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's just pointless, man. I mean,
just say it's simple, Jack.
It is very simple, Jack. Okay, because. God damn it. God.
Brilliant. Oh, I love that. So good.
It's just hitting you over the head over and over again, and you don't fucking care after a while.
Exactly.
And look, and then you have the showdown at the house, and we defeated both of them because you got to have two killers this time. And then, of course, neither of them are dead. They're both in body bags. They both come back to life in the hospital.
Yeah, so
fuck this movie. I'm sorry.
Not only do you have not only do you just have Billy, now you also have his daughter / sister Agnes killing in the house.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if they did a remake and the only thing they changed was the fact that the kills happened faster and it was gorier, then it would be I would label it as an awesome remake because the kills are fucking badass.
Just
Like,
because I'm
asking you to take away the fucking storyline and take away Agnes is the part. If they had just done a direct reboot where you didn't see the killer and they kept those level of kills in there, it would have been awesome.
Absolutely, but you have to deal with that, like him in the insane asylum. All right.
Yeah.
Where
the candy cane was kind of cool.
I guess, but here's the deal. So he escapes, and coincidentally, his sister's already in the house waiting for him so they can tag team these girls for the longest time. Why didn't she just break him out? Like, like they're hand in hand working together, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's because it doesn't matter. Like it's just.
And that's the scene they use. So the things they tie in is they tie in the bag because the first kill is Agnes in the house. She kills the girl with the plastic bag. And then her weapon of choice is the unicorn. That is the epic scene from the 1974.
Yeah.
Except now, like, everyone's getting killed with a unicorn, basically.
Exactly.
Everybody's getting killed with a unicorn.
That's a new thing now. I'll give props for one kill. That what's funny? I think it's one of the only ones where there's no eyeballs involved. My woman she's in the car with the house mother or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And
Billy's in the back.
And pretty much they're in a station wagon. It's snowing. The woman comes out to clean the glass doors, and all of a sudden you see the car shaking, and then blood splatter on the windshield. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. I like that because it was kind of to the point. All of a sudden the car's going crazy and blood. Okay, we know what happened. Like,
no, that was a cool. That was a cool kill.
Yeah.
The other kills aren't terrible. Like I said, Agnes is in the attic and she's making like crystal ornaments with all the eyeballs and it's fucking.
I was impressed.
I think the backstory pissed you off enough to where you don't see anything that's good in it. Honestly, I'm being real. That's what I think it is. I think because the backstory, I agree, the backstory is fucking terrible, but I think that pissed you off so much.
Are we going to compete as to which remake is shittier? Is this what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, if I had to, for some fucked up reason, and had to watch either of these movies again, if I had to do it, I would pick 2006 due to some of the kills. But I don't want to. How do I not want to? I just don't. How do I not agree to this contract and just stay the fuck away from this movie and just have a good time, drink some eggnog, watch the OG one, and just enjoy my night?
So, see, with this '06 remake, before we move forward and finish this up, I have seen, I mean, fucking Will showed it at fucking Rocks back in the day. I've watched this movie probably like 10 or 12 times. Now, I think it's the first time I've watched the unrated version. I don't think the other ones were unrated. So I kind of ignore how shitty the story is because it gives me the gore slasher that I kind of just want.
You know what? Maybe you picked it out. Maybe I was watching at a bar where I'm just catching the kills, drinking, catching some kills, drinking, not getting hit over the head with the plot. You're right. Maybe then.
And normally when I watch it, I'm not fully focused on the movie.
There you go.
I'm looking at it for the kills.
See, and that's the problem is
you were focused on the movie.
And I was already angry.
The story's dog shit. The story's dog shit. It really.
They also have this thing, by the way, when they go back to Billy, where they make you sympathetic for him, like where his dad gets killed and he's hiding, he's scared, but then he murders his mom and the stepdad and stuff like that, and you're just like, so one minute you're feeling bad for him, next minute you're like, well, I guess not too bad. He fucking murdered people. Like,
oh yeah, and we were talking about he made the skin cookies because after he killed his parents, he pulled her. He beat her to death with a fucking rolling pin, brutally.
And
I like the brutality in the deaths too. And then he pulled her skirt back.
It's like the eyeball thing for me.
He pulled her skirt back and took the Christmas cookie cutters and started cutting out chunks of her skin, baked them. So at the time when the cops came to arrest him, he was eating skin Christmas cookies.
Wait, see, you know what? Take the cookie cutter, jam it on her back. There you go. Showing him put it in the oven, then sitting at the table eating it. We get the point,
I bet
man.
it smelled like bacon when they arrested him.
Yeah.
It probably smelled like bacon.
But it's also like, look how crazy he is. Yes, we know he's crazy, all right?
Mm-hmm.
We understand he's crazy. You don't need to keep hitting us over the head with how crazy he is, all right?
Yeah.
God damn.
And so, again, like I said, we're going to definitely have to talk about which one's worse, but for me, like, this is a movie I have already continued to watch, so... and I will still watch it after this.
You did make a valid point. If you're at a bar and it's on and you don't have to follow the plot at all and you're just watching out for kills, okay, there you go. Because this new one doesn't even have that.
No.
It doesn't have
new
plot.
It has.
It doesn't have kills.
Oh no, it's got a plot. So the 2019 Black Christmas.
Oh God.
All right.
Oh.
Here we go.
All right.
So
did you crack your knuckles yet?
no.
All right.
All right. So 2019 Black Christmas. First of all, Blumhouse, the fuck are you doing? Come on.
Not everything's gonna be out of the park, dude.
I get it, but this bad?
He did Happy Death Day too. All right. I mean, it happens. All right. Everything can't be great.
All right.
But holy
right out
fuck.
the gate, rated PG-13. And if you remember, we've only talked positively about one PG-13 movie in this entire podcast so far.
I remember us discussing, did we want to cover this last year?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I'm not feeling good. And I said, oh, you've watched the trailer? You said, no, but it's PG-13. And that was enough to not have us cover it last year.
But, we wanted to do, it's a perfect Christmas episode, as I said at the beginning. So I'm like, it would just feel weird not doing a killer filler on all three films. And the pain we go through to bring you content, people.
I don't think we need to take a huge amount of time on this. We'll spend.
We do. We do. I got things to say.
Okay,
I got things to say.
I was gonna say, are we just gonna take the amount of time that it took the screenwriter to come up with this fucking dumb fucking story?
So right out the gate, I don't give a fuck who's in this movie. I'm not telling you. I mean, we got what's his face, fucking Diggleberry, fucking Saw, the Princess Bride, Carrie Oles.
You mean Wesley? As
Dastardly.
you wish.
Yeah. He's probably the only actor of note in this film.
I wonder if he's going to be connected at all to the killings. I'm sorry, I fell asleep because I don't give a fuck.
He asked me, what happened in the last 5 minutes of this movie? I'm like, you didn't miss much. Anyway, so it's things they kept from the OG and also from the remake. There's a unicorn crystal that pops up just on the table, and it gets used in one kill. There's the old Christmas lights, like they're looking for Christmas lights at one scene for the tree, and she goes through like 3 strands of new lights, and then she pulls out this strand of old lights, go figure, and it lights up, also leading to a kill. But
was actually good.
Those lights were a callback to the other actual 2 movies.
Yeah, and here's the thing, that scene, that quick 10 seconds, that was cool. When she plugs it in, and there's somebody right next to her. Okay, congratulations. You can turn the movie off.
Yeah. And I actually...
If we could timestamp that scene, that would be probably just watch this for about a minute while she's looking for the lights, and she goes over, and then, all right, once she plugs them in, turns on, okay, then you can turn the movie off, the end. Yeah. Credits.
Fair enough. The only other cool thing they kind of do is because, all right, so it revolves around this cult of, all right, without getting too heavy into it yet, they're wearing these masks, and the way the Christmas lights look in the eyes of the mask are pretty cool. That's a small thing. But, all right, this movie, the other thing it does is instead of having the actual phone call be creepy and nasty as fuck, like you do in the other remake and the original.
But you got to modernize it.
They're at a tree lot, and they get a phone call, and it starts fucking sounding like the other 2 films. You're like, oh shit, okay, there you go. And it's like, oh wait, sorry, I just went through a tunnel, blah, blah. So they used fucking static and a fucking phone call to do that, to even throw in the creepy fucking shit.
Besides that, they keep talking about getting the DMs that they're getting. And it's funny because one girl brings it up.
The DMs would be good.
Yeah, because she goes, I don't know, all this stuff's going on, I'm getting these weird DMs. And then all the other girls in the sorority house go, oh, you're getting those too? And then they all talk about it because they were getting all these creepy ass ones, but nobody wanted to tell anybody else about it till one girl finally brought it up. Because you got to modernize it instead of him making one phone call to the house.
I think that goes to the, okay, here's the problem with this movie. No, I'm serious. The movie, a lot of movies have agendas, and I'm fine with that. They have a message. I say this movie agenda, most movies have messages, but it comes down to a proper mix of writing, acting, and message to properly portray what you're trying to get across. This movie said, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about the acting. I don't give a fuck about the how it's actually written.
No.
I'm just going to get this message out.
Yep.
Which in turn destroys what they're trying to do. And that's what this movie did. This movie had an amazing concept that they tried to do, and they fucking ruined it. They fucking destroyed it. So the whole DM thing, and none of them coming out and talking about it until one of them spoke up, that's tying into the agenda they've got with this movie as far as look what happened. Like, people didn't come out about Weinstein or
Yeah, exactly.
until one person came out. So they're trying to tie it in.
Oh, there's hints all over the place with stuff like that, but it's
poorly executed.
Exactly, that's
it's
exactly
poorly
what
executed.
it is. It's like they're like, we're gonna make a message of this, but they forgot. Like they're like, we got a message, and then they just forgot to make an actual movie, and they didn't even have the message in it. Like,
and I'm all for that message. Like, so the main character, she gets roofied. There's this one particular, I guess it's their brother fraternity.
Yeah.
And she gets roofied by one of the higher ranking fraternity brothers, and she calls him out on down the road and ruins basically his college, whatever the fuck, career, life. I don't fucking know. He deserved it.
Yeah.
Like, right? But that's kind of the message that's kind of the message they come out of. Like, I get it. They should have left it with just her dealing with this and fighting, but they made every girl like this warrior that it really felt like I was watching a Twitter argument.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't.
And then one of the girls is working hand in hand with like
completely negates. Like, no, you're playing. I'm like, no, fuck that too. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And in case we forgot to mention it, Carrie Ellis, the professor, or also head bad guy, who literally, breaks down the entire setup of the fraternity and like, this is why we do it. And he literally starts talking about putting the mask on, and he gives them superpowers of some sort or some weird thing like that. I'll be honest, man. Once that started happening, once he was revealed, and then they started going into showing that the fraternity was hand in hand with killing. I was
supernatural thing.
I was done.
Yeah,
I was done.
I'm not going too far into that because I don't want to waste my time. We don't want to waste our time. If you really want to know, you can watch it. But it's some supernatural bullshit.
I still have 5 minutes to watch.
Yeah,
and
there's some supernatural bullshit. The biggest problem is, like I said, it's a great message, and I'm all for bringing out the message and the point that there is still like toxic and misogynistic shit in the world where there are men that view women as lesser and not equal to, right? And I feel like that was the original message.
That should be addressed.
Not by
this movie. But not by this movie.
Not by this movie.
Yeah.
God, it's fucking terrible. Like, I literally feel like they didn't give every one of the women who were fighting for the equality were these one-dimensional talking points. They were not characters. Okay, I didn't feel like I was looking at a woman who was sick of being, marginalized and not considered equal to. I feel like I was looking at a woman who was just, everything that came out of their mouth was a talk point. It was something on a bulletin board of issues, and it was so one-dimensional. Like, I didn't feel like I was looking at an actual person talking and feeling the pain of the injustice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I got that at all.
It's almost like they wanted to do, they got to the point, they're like, let's do it, and then they back down. Because then they have contradictory characters throughout this. They go, no, you shouldn't do that. And like, they do the song, and they're proud, and she posts a video, and then your main girl is like, you need to take that shit down. You mean the one where you pretty much, embarrass the guy that raped you? That video needs to come down, like that. It's that kind of shit. And then again, like I said, and then one of the girls is hand in hand working with and then like,
Helena, fuck Helena.
I'm fucking done with it.
She's a bitch.
So my head's hurting because we've gone over 5 minutes of talking about this movie. Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
So I'm just saying, like, if you've seen it and you like the message, like, we're not coming from a point of view of like we don't want to see that in cinema. We're saying, if you're going to do any message,
do it better.
Do it fucking right.
Yeah.
Get the message across right.
Yeah.
Do it properly. Give the character that's portraying the message depth. None of those characters have depth.
Yeah. Hey, Midsummer.
Right? Did a great job.
Midsummer.
Great job. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, it can be done, people. Okay, this was ass.
She literally watches her boyfriend get burned to death because he's a fucking prick.
Exactly.
There you go.
And the whole time you're watching, you're like, oh, this dude's a dick.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, just desserts.
Yep.
Now, this is bullshit. This was bullshit.
This is like the anti-Midsummer.
Seriously. You didn't, writers, you didn't do anything good for the cause, okay? You just fucked it up because anybody watches this movie is like, what is it, 1960? Who the fuck thinks like this anymore? It's not, it was so over the top with it, dude. Like, nobody, no.
All right, so let's do a quick ranking. Obviously,
Black Christmas. It's fucking the 1974.
Just watch that.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, the 06, I do watch.
If you're at a bar, you don't.
No, if I'm at home and I want something on that I don't have to fully pay attention to, but I can catch the kills.
There you go.
I put it on.
You know what?
I watch it every year.
You're cooking holiday dinner.
There you go.
You got it in the background.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Just kind of look every once in a while, like, that was a good one. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's good. Anyway, don't. That's all I can say about the 2019 one.
It's fucking. It's. I don't even know what it fills. What does it fill? It fills the fraternity boys' assholes. What the fuck? I don't even know what the fuck it fills. It's a fucking trash movie.
I don't even see any reason to categorize it all.
They didn't need to call it Black Christmas.
They didn't.
What are they trying to latch on to something? There's even no Billy in it. There's no Billy.
Just namesake.
There's what the fuck? Why'd you fucking call it Black Christmas? God damn it. Oh. Fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. Fuck that movie. Fuck it. And you know what? Everyone else is fuck it too, because it's got like 2 stars.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Goddamn piece of shit. Woo! All right. So if you haven't guessed,
breathe it out.
Sorry.
All right,
I'm sorry, everyone.
all right.
Merry Christmas. I get it. But no.
Oh, yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
But no, yeah. 1974 Bob Clark movie is a fucking classic. If you haven't seen it, it's streaming on I believe it's actually Prime, not Shudder, isn't it? Or is it Shudder?
It might be, yeah. I don't know.
I own it, so I don't.
I've got them linked, so I just go to Prime, and it might be Shudder. Or it might be Prime.
Screen Factory did a 4K scan like a few years ago.
It's one of those. I do want to get a really good copy of it.
You can still get the Screen Factory version of it.
Okay.
So, and it's got new artwork and stuff. It's really cool. So it's a great fucking movie. Watch it. Watch it every fucking year. It's a great fucking film. 06. I will say, watch it and make your own opinion on it if you think the backstory is worth it or not. I know the backstory is convoluted and fucking messy, and it does take away from what I thought could have been a really solid remake if somebody had told them, like, stop. But it's still a filler. I mean, it's still a fucking filler. It's not a great, amazing remake. It's still a fucking filler.
Because you don't have to watch it. You just watch the OG.
Yeah.
You know, some of the ones we've had that are killers, you
need to fucking watch.
Yeah. We can say you could watch the original and watch this.
You can own both.
I don't think you need to mess with the 2006.
I bought my copy of the Black Christmas 06 at like for fucking $3 at fucking a used.
Oh yeah, it's got the Blockbuster case, the lock case. I mean, dude, that means I own it, but I haven't upgraded it.
Exactly.
You've had enough time.
And I'm not going to upgrade it.
Yeah.
So, but the 2019 can go fuck itself.
Yep.
Hard. Seriously, fuck that movie, dude. I will never watch it. I will never recommend anybody watch it. And if someone comes to me and says it's good, I might punch them.
Wow. So that's your warning. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
Not really.
Don't mention the movie.
I won't really punch them, but I'll just have to look at them like, are you stupid?
God, I wish we'd recorded this a little earlier in the season because I know what I would have gotten you for Christmas, as I would have thrown your present at you and ran away as you unwrapped your brand new copy of 2019 Black Christmas. So fuck.
You would waste that money?
I mean, if I found it dirt cheap or something.
Okay, there you go. So, folks, that's going to wrap up this Killer or Filler Christmas Eve edition about the Black Christmas movies. And as always, hit us up at GUIPodcast.com. Hit up all the podcasts under the network. And also hit us up at lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the OG. If you haven't seen it, if you watch it after this, what you think about it. The 06 remake and the 19 remake. Please, if you do like it, I seriously want a fucking essay of why you think it's a good movie and why it's not this one-dimensional fucking piece of shit. Anyway, so I guess that's it. Merry Christmas from the Madness Boys.
That's right.
Right? And until we talk to you again, stay safe.
At GUIPodcast.com.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here. That's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIpodcast.com.